Hey everybody, just want to go through the indicators a little bit, give you guys a little bit of insight into some of the meanings of some of these, what's written. First, I want to start with the color and first letter of each of these indicators and how they work. So all of these blue ones down here, you see they say D. D is for daily. That means it is a daily pivot. The W's are for weeklies. That's a weekly pivot. And M is for monthly. It's a monthly pivot. They're also different colors. We separate them due to importance. The dailies are less important than the weeklies. Weeklies less important than the monthlies. Monthlies being the strongest, then weekly, then daily. So I hope that helps clarify the first letters there. Then if we go into looking at this Tesla chart here, we can see here that we have a daily medium up channel top. So what we're saying here is that there's a channel on the chart. It's a medium size, and that we are at the top of the channel at this point. So when you're at the top of a channel, you know that there could be a lot of resistance to breach the top of a channel because the top then becomes the bottom of a channel. So in order to breach that, we'll need some power. We'll need a little bit of strength to go there. This is a medium-sized channel, which we give it medium type resistance. Down here, you'll see we have a daily small down channel top. So this channel looks like it's within or at least crossing over that channel. And when we have a down channel top, we want to know where we're in. So if, for example, the price action is respecting an up channel top and bouncing along the up channel day to day, then we know that price is continuing higher. If it is respecting the top of a down channel, then we know that price is going lower. So these pivots don't just work as points in the sand that you have to pay attention to. What you want to understand is how they react over time too. So obviously, if we see strong reactions at the tops of the down channels, we know that this is going to be the direction that we head towards. So we can be heading towards down. And you can always reference the charts that are posted in the daily pointers. I try to take all that material and put as much of it on the chart as we can without making it completely cluttered. Um, and for that. Then we have, let's go over this weekly pivot. So this is a weekly pivot. The reason I still use the word pivot here is because it has less definable field than these other ones. So while some pivots are channels I can post out, some pivots are SMAs like these are. Some pivots are, well, most of these look like channels. Uh, this is a consolidation point right here. So it's some other shape or thing that's not definable easily. It's still a pivot. These are still pivots. These are still pivots. So they're all pivots. But at this weekly pivot right here, we have a down consolidation area, which means that below this point, we should expect a lot of bouncing back and forth. So we should expect price when it gets up here. We should expect rejection and some consolidation right here. Only after we have confirmed breakout of this pivot do we expect to go upwards. And this breakout right here that I put, this isn't just breakout meaning that price will go and roar through. It's once we've confirmed that we have taken that pivot in an upward fashion. So that could mean that price goes past it and back tests it and then keeps going. That could also mean that price just kind of roars through it. We're not sure, and we never know for 100% sure. All we do is provide you guys guidance of where these points are and what we expect of them. So we expect price to break out from this point. Go down here. Again, this is a daily pivot. However, it is not identified as anything special here. We have another medium channel top right here. So this is a medium channel top. This is a medium channel top. That means that the bottom or the split between these channels is somewhere in here too. We have not identified that as a pivot because it probably wasn't respected in the past, or this small channel and this pivot right here have more importance. Or this weekly pivot is right close to that line, but not exactly, and we expect the consolidation was inside of this channel. So there's a lot of reasons why we don't always define both boundaries of a specific shape. We do not want a cluttered chart. We just want enough information for you guys to make educated decisions. But if you look at this down medium, this daily medium up channel, top, you can see that this daily medium up channel bottom is right here. So this here is a channel. Now keep in mind that even though these are flat, these lines, and they go straight across, the channel is not likely flat. Matter of fact, it's almost never flat. So an up channel, that's why we put up channel and that's why we put down channel. An up channel means it's going in some sort of angle in this direction. I have added the word steep, S-T-E-E-P, in case of finding a channel that is really, really steep and goes tall. So I will use that as an adjective to describe it. Otherwise, a regular up channel will, based upon what you see in the charts, you can understand that better. Then we have down here, we have a large up channel middle. Middle means not the center line. Middle means an area with inside the middle of it. And this is specific this way because there may be something that is much stronger than the actual center line. And knowing where your center line in may not be important. It may be important to identify this middle. There may be other structures here. There may be other pieces here. There's other math calculations that get us there. There's a lot of things that you can look at to understand where the middle, but middle does not mean the center line at all. I specifically have the word center line in there for that. Then we can go down here and we can say this is another pivot in the middle of this channel. So this large channel here, these are both in the middle. The center line is probably somewhere in here somewhere, but we don't need to know that. What we need to know that is there's important pivots above and below the center line likely, and this one is even a key pivot. It's also a monthly pivot or close to it, and we also have a weekly pivot here. So because we have these pivots all grouped up right here, expect a lot of support because we're above it, and if we end up below it, expect a lot of resistance. We also have an egg-shaped top right here. So eggs are interesting. You can see an egg based upon what it is. It's an egg shape. We don't, when we say top, we don't necessarily mean the top tippity toe top. We just mean the top of the available egg in today's candles. So that could be somewhere in the side of it, somewhere down the middle, but we will show the top portion of that. We will identify, and then we can also identify the egg bottom. So eggs only get tops and bottoms when we talk about them. Let's see if there's anything else interesting in here. Black holes. So black holes are large ellipsers. They're very, very large ellipsers. And when you're looking at his charts, you will see those large ellipsers. We are saying this weekly black hole top. And similar to eggs, black holes, we do not identify the tippy toe top or the tippy toe bottom. We identify the point on the chart for today or for the week. This is a weekly, where the intersection of the top of the black hole, the most top point of the black hole intersects on the weekly level, or the bottom intersects there. So again, don't think that the black hole is perfectly shaped and everything's perfectly in here. We are just showing you important pivots and explaining to you why they're important. The reason it's important is because we know black holes are one of the strongest pivots that we have. So these particular shapes that TR has identified and the way he places them through the mathematical equations he utilizes gives us the ability to see extremely strong areas of support and resistance so that we can make determinations of how we're going to react with price. Eggs are not as important as black holes. We have a lot of other shapes in here too. We'll get to them. I'll do some more videos, but I thought this introductory video would be a little bit helpful. I'm going to scratch this in a little bit. So this is our black hole top. Here's an egg center line. So this is a rather large egg. We can see, so we have a top here. We have an egg center here, or it's another egg. We have a monthly pivot with this egg. So again, and the daily 50. So look at how strong this area is here between having an egg, a monthly pivot, and the daily 50 at this point in time. And because these are shapes and structures, they will change all the time. So this structure will change at a weekly basis. I will update it, and you'll see new numbers. Daily channels, because they're up channels, they slide up. So this pivot won't be good every day going forward, except for ones that don't move a lot. And you'll see this black hole center line. So here we have the top, and here we have the center line of the black hole. The center line is the exact center line of this structure. So center line is meant to be a specific exact pivot. point in there, and this one is, of course, important. And you can see this black hole center line is within striking range of the weekly 20 as well. Keep in mind, these structures are put in place long before these get here. And when this weekly 20 continues to rise, you will see that it will get closer to the center line and it'll be more important. Then we go down. Let's see if we have anything else here. We have rings. Ring channels are more circular structures. They're smaller than eggs. They're the smallest of our rounded type structures and the least important. But this is a monthly pivot with a ring channel. So I'll get into more of that a little later as we further define this. Um, see if there's anything else here. Arcs. Arc was I just introduced. Arcs are mathematical arcs that TR utilizes, which basically sway. So an arc with and they will always be followed by either uptrend or downtrend. So arcs aren't standalone. They always need to be identified in which direction they go. So this is a weekly pivot. Again, W is weekly. We have a rainbow representing the arc and the word arc uptrend. So what that means is that if we start from the left hand of the chart here, I'll show you what an uptrend looks like. An uptrend is anything that starts here and swoops upward, okay, and wants to hit upward at some point in time. A downtrend is starting from the left, going to the right, and swoops downward. Now, arcs can start down, go up, and then down, and arcs can start from up, excuse me, go down and then go up. So what you need to understand is that the word uptrend and downtrend identify the right hand side of the chart direction of the arc. So in other words, the arc, if this is an uptrend, I am saying that at some point in the future that is going up, and a downtrend would be at some point in the future it's going down. That is what uptrend and downtrend will show you, and that's the reason that I use them to identify arcs. Here we have a monthly black hole bottom. So there's another black hole up here. This is the bottom of it. It's on a monthly pivot as well, which is extremely important. Um, and that's it here. So this is a arc uptrend. We need to close above this. This is just with a weekly close above this number would be a very, very bullish, strong signal. So that's why we wrote close above. If on this arc, we want the uptrend, we want the weekly close above 658.09. Currently, you can see we're pretty far away from that right now. We do have some time, and it is Christmas. So anyway, that was just a quick update on some of these regarding the Tesla chart. I will do some more and provide more examples on charts so that you guys can get familiar, but I wanted to keep them around 10 minutes apiece.